Okay, so remember how I had my workday crash out in my last weekly vlog? Well, I got laid off. And I'm only laughing because I'm done crying at this point. I literally have cried my eyes out. Even though I obviously was super frustrated with some of the intensities just around the job the last couple of weeks, I think now in hindsight, or I think as I get further into, stepping outside of this, I'll be able to kind of like see, or like I'm starting to see where intensity was coming from a place of like maybe leadership sort of feeling like something was coming. But anyway, so yeah, she's back on the job market, guys. What's fun is I actually have an interview tomorrow. So we shall see, but trying to keep a stiff upper lip, as my dad would say, really just try and see like the benefits of this. Obviously I was feeling very frustrated, very heads down on things that I felt didn't deserve the amount of work that I was putting into them. Obviously I'm grateful to have the opportunity to work there, but I do kind of see this as a good thing, and maybe that role just wasn't serving me. So anyway, I'm going to take you on my adventure as I start this new chapter in my life. I have spent the last 2 days crying, but it's okay because tonight Jeff and I are doing another Sunday. This time it was my turn to cook. He made dinner last Sunday, so we are making healthy meatloaf that is in the oven. Yeah, I mean, I really didn't put that much effort into my look this week just because I'm not really feeling that up for it. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow, Monday morning, and I have an interview, so I'll take you along for the ride. Happy Monday, everyone. I am pretty excited because I wrapped it up a little while ago, but I had a phone screen for a potential job that I feel so grateful that I applied for like 2 weeks ago. So it was really nice to have already applied for something, already had started that process, and then also have the company show interest in me and schedule an interview with me the Monday following being let go. So the timing of that is immaculate, and I'm so grateful. So I spent the morning, I went to spin class. I took a minute. I didn't want to film. I just needed a minute to breathe, and then had this phone interview. And I am so excited about the opportunity. So we'll see. They said that they would let me know by the end of today. So, well, not if I got the job, just if I'm moving on to the next round. I think there's like 5 or 6 rounds for this one. It's going to be a lengthy process, but I'm excited about the company. I'm very excited about the role, and I think it could be really good for me. So, but yeah, so I just finished lunch and I took off all my makeup, and I'm actually going to head out for a walk on the river trail because it is a stunning fall day. A little bit of chill, a little bit of a breeze. We're here for it. Windy out, but that is going to end my Monday today. I had a really good day. I feel really good about this upcoming week and where everything's at right now. I think it's gonna be fine. It's all gonna work out as it's meant to work out. So yeah, I'm gonna spend the rest of the night relaxing, wake up fresh again, start my new morning routine, which is to apply to as many jobs as I can, get a workout in, and just see where the day takes me. Anyway, I'll check in with you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday and we're having a great day. Obviously, I need to get ready for the day. Finishing up my coffee. My best friend, who actually quit her job on her own terms, she just had the financial means to do so and is looking to figure out her life. So we're both in this jobless camp right now. We're actually gonna meet up for some coffee in a bit. So I'm going to clean up the apartment just a little bit, just kind of like tidy up, and then get ready. So I'll take you along with me. quick little get ready with me. We're meeting here in about like 40 minutes. So I might just end up pulling my hair back into a bun. Okay, so it is just my best friend and I. So I'm just going to do a little bit of like a lighter makeup routine. I feel like that's kind of like my MO anyway, but I'm gonna start off. I don't know if I'm using this product correctly, but it is the Embryolisse Peach or Apricot Lumiere Radiance Complexion Cream. Sort of like a face gel. It just gives a little bit of like brightness. I am most likely not using this the right way, but I love it. And every time I go back to France, which I was just there last month, I picked up, I do pick up a new one because they don't sell it here, or at least I can't find it here in the States. So it's kind of like a skincare, or what I would imagine would be like a skincare, but it's like a little bit tinted. And sometimes I just like using it as a base, especially like if I'm not doing like a heavy makeup routine, and it's just nice. It's really nice in the summer, or even, I mean, honestly, like in the summer, like if you're just like laying by the pool or like, you know, at the beach or whatever, it just gives you like a nice little pop. And then, you know, obviously in the winter, it gives you a nice little glow as well without being too tan. Next up, we're going to do the Bally Body BB cream. Sitting on the floor because after my last Get Ready With Me video, I realized that my lighting in the bathroom is terrible. So I'm trying to figure out different lighting opportunities in the apartment, especially doing these. So I'm sitting on the floor in front of our big mirror, and I mean, it's fine. So anyway, so you may have seen in my very first weekly vlog that I was super frustrated with work. And honestly, I didn't crash out enough, like given the recent state of everything. And I'm sure in hindsight, I'm going to really see like why that job like wasn't meant for me, like all this stuff. And like, this is obviously putting me on a path that's like really, really meant for me. I'm sure in hindsight, I'll be looking back on this moment of my life. I know it's going to be brief, but I'll be looking back and just being like, oh, I see now like why that happened, or, you know, maybe just some things that like were happening all around me that I just like didn't see. But needless to say, it was a total surprise that I was being let go on Friday. Before I get into more story time, I'm going to be using the Dermatology Medical Grade Skincare Luminous Eye Corrector. This also has an SPF in it, and it's really cooling. Like it has this kind of like metal tip on it. It's like every time I put it on, it just like, it's this nice like cooling effect, but it is a lot lighter and it's more sheer than your traditional like concealer or anything like that. So I find it to work really well with like BB creams or just for like a lighter makeup look, because it's not as, you know how sometimes when you do like, you know, like a BB cream and it's like a little bit lighter, a little bit more sheer, and then you put like heavy concealer on, I feel like there's always that like distinction. It's probably user error. It's probably because I don't know how to like properly apply makeup, which I should preface by saying that I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not pretending to know exactly what I do, and I'm probably applying like all these products incorrectly, but it's okay because we're just gonna have a little girls chat about all the things that have happened to me recently. Next in, I'm gonna come with this Hourglass concealer brush, and I really like this for an actual concealer. I find it to be a little bit too much movement for something so thin and sheer, but just so I can kind of like properly place it on my face, I just kind of like go in and use this. And it just gives like a little bit of a brightness. Obviously, I've been crying. I have really prominent bags under my eyes anyway, but I've been crying the last couple of days because of the layoff. So obviously my eyes are puffier than normal. Anyway, so yeah, I think like leading up to Friday, which is the day that I got the news that I was being let go, I felt like everything was just so much more intense, which is kind of interesting. I thought that I was just getting like busier coming into the end of the year, like fourth quarter. I just felt like everything was being questioned. So it was like, you know, what are you working on? Like, oh, I'm gonna move this project over here so that this person, so that you can really focus on, you know, this campaign. You know, if you have too much on your plate, I'm going to move this project over here so that you can really kind of like focus in on like specific campaigns, which at first I was just like, oh great, like the campaigns that I'm working on are super valuable. So like they just really want my full attention on them. And like now I think my manager knew what was happening and was just sort of like moving things to people that she knew weren't getting let go. I don't know if that's the case, but either way, that's what started to happen. In the meantime though, like I felt like I was being sort of like questioned a lot of like where things were. And mind you, when I came into the company, like things were great. Like it was a very like lovely company to work for. I'm just gonna set the concealer with this one size translucent powder. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to come in with my Westman Atelier. This is just the travel size one because my full size ran out. And honestly, I'm probably not going to repurchase it until I get another job. But this is the Face Trace Contour Stick in Biscuit. I'm just going to do like a light contour. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Actually, I went a little crazy, so it's a little bit more than just a light contour. But anyway. Yeah, so I guess like that's why I was feeling super frustrated when I was filming for my weekly vlog, because it just felt like everything was like intensely like studied. Like basically like what I was doing was really under the microscope. And I think that's interesting because when I was laid off back like 2 years ago, I was working at a really great job in like a leading like tech music company. And I felt like leading up to the layoff, like the quarter before, I was like, things feel really light. Like I felt like people weren't like giving me a lot of work, or like, it's not like things are being taken off my plate anyway. But so these just might be like two different ways that companies like kind of like give signs that you're being laid off. But I guess there's no way to really tell, because for me, I was like, I'm super busy and I'm not being laid off, because the last time that I wasn't super busy, and it felt like work was like hard to come by, if that makes sense. Like projects were kind of being like delayed or moved to a different quarter or like first half the next year. And so anyway, so there's really no leading indicator here of like why I was laid off. But now I'm coming in. Now I'm going to come in with the one size translucent powder. So anyway, I'm now in a position where I'm not working, and because I started that job only in the beginning of the summer, so it is now October, my first day was in early June, I'm not getting like a really handsome severance like I did in my first layoff situation. In that one, I got like 3 months pay. It actually may have even been like 4 or 5 months pay. It was like really generous considering I'd only been at the company for a year. And they actually did provide us with, I also had insurance through, 7 months, I think, like after I was laid off. Like it was crazy. I'd already been with another job. Like I had already gotten another job when my previous employers like layoff benefits were still in effect. So it was really good. This one, I have to be honest, is really sad, and I am only getting 1 month's pay, which I'm super grateful for. I mean, they don't have to give me any pay anyway. It's just a little bit scarier because that cushion is gone, and I don't really have like a ton of savings to really fall back on. So lesson learned, I'm going to, I think moving forward, just really make sure to not touch my savings or really use so that I can use them for something like this. But anyway, I'm gonna come in now with the Makeup Forever. I think this is just kind of like a blush and glow palette. Randomly, I'm gonna be using this darker color. I actually really like it, so might be too much. I don't like use a ton of it. I'm wearing a black top today, and I like to have a little bit more of a pop of color on my face so it doesn't like completely wash me out. I'm actually not loving the lighting in here either. I'm really gonna have to figure this out, you guys, if I want to do more of these types of videos. But yeah, so now I'm just sort of in a position where I'm like, okay, gotta get something quick. I'll obviously be applying for like, and I already have started the process of like unemployment, but who knows how long that's gonna take. I don't know if that's affected by like the government shutdown that's happening right now. Things just feel really scary. And I'm really lucky that my boyfriend is here and we live together, and he will be supporting me, meaning like roof over my head, food in the fridge, Sophie's gonna be fine. I obviously have my own like bills and things that I need to kind of like take care of, which I don't want to go down that path. I'm an adult. I have my own sort of way of managing my money, and it's just sort of gone. And places that I decided to work kind of like let me here. So anyway, the lighting in here sucks as well, so I'm very sorry, but I just came in quickly with the Prada Light Glowing Powder. I guess it's the Prada Glowing Powder in Light. Really, really gorgeous color. I just kind of like pop that on my cheeks and on my nose. And now I'm gonna come in with just a quick little eyeshadow guy. We're gonna do the Master Matte palette from Makeup by Mario. I have used this to death. as you can see. I actually have this is the neutrals palette, and I don't love it. I have to be honest, I really don't like it. I only used it twice, and I might actually sell it on Poshmark because I feel like it's like too cool toned. I don't know what the problem is. Like, it doesn't look good on my face. So, or at least I don't think it does. But I'm probably not applying it correctly either. So there's that. Okay, that's that. You know, it's just like, I feel like it's not like what we meaning Jeff and I needed right now. It's certainly not what I needed right now. I don't know, like anyone's like, oh, I really needed this layoff, but you know what I mean? It's just, I didn't see it coming, and I was hoping to kind of like really focus on my finances in 2026, kind of like finish out this year, paying down some debts and like starting fresh with like investments and, you know, having like a more structured like savings than I do now. I'm really sad that this kind of, well, I hope it doesn't permanently, you know, affect what I do. I mean, the job market right now isn't that great, but we'll see. I look like a crazy person in this lighting. I can't even believe I'm allowing myself to put this on the internet. But maybe a part of me just needed to vent today. Anyway, but yeah, so I had an interview yesterday, and it went really well. It's for a company I'm really excited about in tech, and they have such a lengthy interview process. I think when the recruiter was overviewing it with me, it was like, you know, I met with him yesterday. They were like, if you advance to the next round with the hiring manager, it'll be like a 30-minute discussion, which I did make it to the next round. So I'm meeting with her this Friday, so just here in a couple days. And then after that, it's like a works assessment, sort of like a homework project. Then they'll assess that. Then if I move on to the next round, I have to present it back to the hiring manager and one other person on the team. And then I think it was like 5 or 6 interview rounds after that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys. Next up, I'm coming in with the One Size Point Made liquid eyeliner in Busty Brown. But I'm not gonna show this on camera because I'm not good at it. Okay. I can already tell, like sometimes I get to a point with my makeup where I'm like, okay, I need to switch over because I feel like I can just tell that like too dark. Like I can already see like this is just like not my color, and this is like more of like a summer shade for me. But since it's October and I'm still using it, it shows where I'm at in life. All right, now I'm gonna come in with the Hourglass Arch Eye Sculpting, the Brow Sculpting Pencil. And this is just in soft brunette. Again, I might go off camera for this one. And then finally, we're gonna come in with the Swede Pro Lash Lift Mascara in dark brown. I love this stuff. Look at how like the brush is so small, and I have like thin hair, thin lashes, and this just works for me because it really like gives that volume and lift without being too, I don't know, like obvious, but it's really great. I don't know if you can really see, but they're really just like, for me, every single day, like I love that look. Okay, perfect. I'll do a bottom lash, why not? Okay, and then finally, I'm gonna set everything with the One Size On Till Dawn setting spray. Maybe too much for like everyday use, but I like it. Woo! grabbing coffee with Lauren, and honestly, while I was out, I had a recruiter that I had been in contact with about a potential contract role reach out to me. So she is going to call me here in about like 20 minutes. So I'm going to, I mean, it's not like on camera or anything. We're truly just like connecting and like touching base on like my background. So I'm going to prepare for that and hopefully it goes somewhere. We'll see. Okay, so I just had a quick call with a recruiter that reached out to me about a potential job, and it's for a company that I actually used to work for, and shockingly it's the company that I got laid off from 2 years ago. So it's more of a contract role, but she has to see first if it's any issue with me potentially coming back even as a contractor, since I was laid off as a full-time employee. So I hope that it goes somewhere. I really enjoyed this company. I loved it, and it would be great to go back. If I'm being honest, I thought that chapter of my life was closed. So it's kind of interesting that now it's like, oh, hey, we might actually have a position for you again. So we'll see where that goes. But just making lunch here now. I'm going to watch Kate Hutchins' YouTube channel because I love her and her content. She really sort of inspires me. And so I'm going to continue watching that while I eat lunch, and then it is off to apply for more jobs. This is my life now. It's great. So I'm just enjoying a glass of wine. The sun is setting. The day here on this awesome Tuesday is ending. Man, the amount of job applications I've put out there, and like my resume at this point is literally everywhere. Like everywhere that had a job opening. I think I applied to 17 jobs today and 5 yesterday, and I feel like great. I have definitely the lead at the one company that I had an interview with yesterday, and then an interview continuing the process on Friday. So I feel really good about that. And then I feel pretty good just like about the other ones that I applied to as well. I feel like my background and experience really aligns with what they're looking for. So hopefully I'll hear back soon. And hopefully this is a quicker process than not. But yeah, I'm just going to finish drinking this glass of wine. And honestly, okay, one thing about me is I used to, and still am, but I used to be obsessed with the Victoria's Secret fashion show. And literally because I just watched the one from this year, like the 2025 version, and it just made me feel so nostalgic for like the ones that like I grew up with. So last night I watched a couple of like the very early shows, like 2003 and 2005. And then I just turned on my YouTube and the 2010 show was like recommended to me. So that's what I'm gonna watch now. So I'm gonna go back through memory lane here and reminisce about the time when this was airing back in 2010, which is actually the same year that I was a rookie on the Philadelphia Eagles cheerleader squad. So makes me feel pretty nostalgic thinking back on that era. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Everyone, it is Wednesday. I'm just finishing up my little morning routine here and gonna hop on and get right into it. So as you know, my new routine and my new job is finding a job. So I'm gonna be off to applying. And then I have spin class at 12:30. So yeah, I'm just gonna take you along for my lovely little Wednesday here. been in like 30-ish minutes. So I mean, oh my gosh, what is going on with my hair? I literally just like, it's not like I was like rushed or anything, like I shouldn't be, right? Because it's like, what else am I doing? But I definitely like rushed putting my hair back. So whatever, this is what I look like too at a spin class. It's fine. Yeah, so I'm sure you're probably wondering, like, Corinne, didn't you get laid off? Like, why are you taking all of these like expensive, workout classes? And yes, I agree. I am actually a monthly member at our cycle bar here in Philly, and my renewal would be like basically like it renewed like 2 days before I was laid off. And so same thing with like my gym. So I basically feel like I have the next like 30 days to kind of like make the most out of those memberships because I already paid for them, and I can't be like, hey, can I get a refund? Because they don't do that. So I am doing my best to take as many classes as I can and hopefully get something in place, like job wise, to prevent me from canceling next month. But yeah, so that's kind of why I'm still taking these classes. It's not like I'm paying like $30-$40 a class or whatever. But it's just that my monthly membership already came out. So we already paid for this, so I'm gonna make the most of it so it's not a complete waste of that money. But anyway, I'm gonna head out and I'll see you at Spin. Aw, Sophie. I miss you, baby. I'll see you when I get back. Bye. Today is like one of those days where I'm like, okay, here's what I'm doing. Apply for a job, spin, club, another club. So back from spin, it was awesome, had such a great time. And came right back home, made lunch, and now I made a huge mess. So I'm gonna clean that up, get in the shower, and then I think I'm gonna bring you guys along because I wanna start posting more on my Instagram and on my TikTok, even here on Shorts. Just posting more about like style and just some outfits that I've been really kind of like loving lately. And I think, I'm gonna take you guys along with me after I get in the shower. Obviously when I come out, I'm going to prepare just a couple of outfits that I'm gonna start with probably tomorrow morning, like first thing. There's some really interesting like photo opportunities around my building. So I think without having to go too far and having to lug around like too many clothes, I think it's like gonna be a great sort of like idea just to kind of like get this in first thing in the morning, and anytime that I might need to change the outfit for a different shot or whatever, I can just come back up here to my apartment. So, but I want to spend the time now and just making sure that like the outfits that I have in my head don't make me look like a potato because Lord knows that like is possible. Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna bring you guys along and it should be a good time. A little bit quicker than I expected. I guess I just like had some outfits in my head, and like while I didn't try them on like I said I was going to, I could just tell that they're going to be fine. So I have a mask in my hair currently. It's the Way mask, I think. So I'm going to just keep this in for a little bit, hop back in the shower, rinse it out, and then honestly I might kind of like settle down for the night. It's only like 3:30 p.m. but I had a pretty successful day today according to like my rules of being unemployed right now. So started off strong applying for jobs. I went to a fitness class. I prepped for some content that I want to start filming tomorrow. And yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there. I might actually start, now that I think about it, I might actually start preparing for, or at least like finish preparing for the interview that I have this Friday. So just in a couple days. I feel pretty prepared like right now, but obviously I want to make sure that this goes, really, really smoothly, and that I'm set up for everything that I need to do. So I might just like hop back on my laptop for like maybe like an hour or two and just kind of like, like think through some like situational questions that they might ask me and pull out some examples of like what I think they're looking for, like where I've done some similar work in the past. So I might jump into that tonight. Definitely gonna be finishing that tomorrow after I shoot all this content. So anyway, that's gonna be it for tonight, and I'll check in with you all tomorrow. Okay, so I just had my second round interview. It is now Friday, and my Zoom did not work. I don't know what happened. I went on 5 minutes before the interview started, tested everything, working perfectly. As soon as she gets on, the hiring manager, it was like boom, like she couldn't see me and she couldn't hear me. And I was like, this is absolutely insane. So I fumbled with that. But other than that, I think it went well, although it was hard to get a read. So we'll see. So I guess I'll find out next week if I'm making it to the next round. But yeah, gonna enjoy my Friday and film some stuff for TikTok. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, I'll link it so you can go check me out over there. I share a lot more of like fashion, and I think I'm gonna start looping in some of my tarot videos over there too. So stay tuned. Okay, so here is the final look. I feel like this is giving very Scorpio season, which I'm so here for. And it's actually, fun fact, my rising sign. So right on target there. But just to give you a quick little breakdown, my shoes are from Schutz. My dress, yes, this is actually a dress, even though it's kind of coming off as a skirt. It's really cute. It's like super sheer. It's just kind of like a bodysuit underneath, and it's just all fringe. It's amazing. It's from Norma Kamali. Blazer is from Zara. Belt is actually from a winter jacket that I have from Bash Paris. Bag is the mini Dionysus from Gucci. And this is the look. I'm really happy with it. I love it. We're actually going to a ballet tomorrow, so I'm considering wearing this as we do that. But go check out my TikTok because I'm going to do a quick get ready with me over there. It is absolutely stunning outside. There's not like a cloud in the sky. It's a little bit chilly. And Jeff and I are going to make just like a nice like Asian stir fry for dinner tonight and just kind of like chill out and hang out and be cozy. So I'm gonna go get our Instacart that just got delivered downstairs and maybe go for a walk. We'll see. I don't know. All right, everyone, that is gonna wrap it up for me this week. I hope you enjoyed this weekly vlog just as much as I enjoyed making it. And stay tuned. I mean, we still have a whole lot of job updates to get through together. So if you liked this video, please press that like button. It helps my channel out more than you know. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.